First Contact and Ultimatum. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the bridge of the ESS Prometheus, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel, as it dropped out of quantum space at the edge of the Proxima Centauri system. The year was 2157, and humanity had finally mastered faster-than-light travel. What they hadn't expected was to find someone waiting for them. Multiple contacts detected, Lieutenant Rodriguez announced, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. Massive energy signatures. Nothing like we've ever seen before. Before Chen could respond, every screen on the bridge flickered to life simultaneously. The image that appeared made her breath catch, a being that seemed to be made of living crystal and starlight, its form constantly shifting like a kaleidoscope of cosmic energy. Children of Earth, the being spoke, its voice resonating directly in their minds. You have breached the quarantine zone. I am Archon of the Celestial Council. Your species was not scheduled for contact for another millennium. Chen straightened her back, years of diplomatic training kicking in. Archon, I am Commander Sarah Chen of the Earth Space Service. We were unaware of any quarantine. Our intentions are peaceful exploration. The crystalline being's form pulsed with what might have been amusement or contempt. Your intentions are irrelevant. Your species has developed faster than anticipated, but development does not equal maturity. You will return to your solar system immediately. The Council will contact your leaders to discuss terms of observation. With respect, Archon, Chen replied, choosing her words carefully. Humanity has earned its place among the stars. We've overcome countless challenges to reach this point. We're ready for... Ready? Varix interrupted, its form flashing with harsh light. You've barely emerged from your atomic age. Your cities still bear the scars of your internal conflicts. Your atmosphere carries the remnants of your industrial adolescence. You are children playing with forces you cannot comprehend. The bridge crew tensed as additional alien ships decloaked around them, their designs defying human understanding of physics. Chen felt a cold knot forming in her stomach, but her voice remained steady. Then teach us. Share your knowledge. Let us learn. The Council has watched 1 million species rise and fall, Varix responded. We have seen civilizations far more advanced than yours destroy themselves and others. The quarantine exists for your own protection. Return to Earth. Further attempts to expand beyond your system will be met with appropriate measures. As the transmission cut off, Chen turned to her science officer. Did you get all that? Dr. Emily Shaw nodded, her eyes still fixed on her readings. Every second. The energy outputs they're generating. Commander, their technology is centuries beyond ours. Maybe millennia. Chen watched as the alien ships began to move, forming an escort formation around the Prometheus. Maybe so, she said quietly, but they've made a crucial mistake. What's that? Rodriguez asked. They've shown us exactly what we're up against, Chen replied, activating the quantum recorder. And if there's one thing humans excel at, it's solving problems we're told are impossible. As the Prometheus began its forced journey home, Chen drafted her report to Earth Command. The message was simple. The universe wasn't empty, but it wasn't welcoming either. Humanity would need to be ready for what came next. The real work would begin when they got home. The Celestial Council thought they were containing a primitive species. Instead, they had just given humanity something it had lacked since unifying the Earth, a common challenge to overcome. Chen smiled slightly as she looked at her crew, seeing the same determination in their eyes that she felt. The Council thought they were dealing with children. They would learn that humanity had grown up in one of the harshest schools in the galaxy, Earth itself. And now, class was in session. The Hidden Edge. Dr. Emily Shaw stood in the depths of humanity's most advanced research facility, carved into the heart of Europa's ice. 6 months had passed since the Prometheus's encounter with the Celestial Council, and Earth had been busy. Very busy. Show me, Director James Chang said, his weathered face illuminated by the blue glow of the facility's quantum cores. He had flown in from Luna Base specifically for this demonstration. Emily gestured to the massive chamber before them. We call it the synthesis chamber. It's where we merge human consciousness with quantum computing. She paused, allowing a small smile. The Council thinks we're centuries away from this level of technology. They're wrong. In the center of the chamber, a sleek pod hummed with energy. Inside, Lieutenant Maria Santos lay connected to an array of neural interfaces. Holographic displays showed her brain patterns synchronizing with the facility's quantum eye. The Council's technology is based on crystalline computing, Emily explained, bringing up comparison charts. They've mastered it over millions of years, but they've become stagnant. They stopped looking for alternatives because their way worked. And we found another path. Chang nodded, understanding dawning in his eyes. Exactly. While they perfected one approach, we explored dozens. The human brain's quantum properties, when properly interfaced with our AI systems, create something entirely new, something they've never seen before. The displays suddenly shifted as Maria's consciousness fully merged with the system. The entire facility's lights pulsed in sync with her heartbeat. I can feel everything. Maria's voice echoed through the chamber, layered with harmonic overtones from the quantum interface. The facility's systems, the ice above us, the radiation from Jupiter. It's all there, all connected. Chang watched in amazement as Maria demonstrated her control, directing multiple facility systems simultaneously with mere thoughts. How many pilots do we have trained? 50 so far, Emily replied, with another 100 in various stages of training. But here's the real breakthrough. She brought up new data streams. Every time a pilot interfaces, both they and the AI evolve, learn, grow. The potential is literally unlimited. The Council believes we're children playing with toys, Chang mused, watching Maria work. They don't realize we've invented entirely new ways to play. A sudden alert cut through their discussion. Emily quickly checked the incoming data and felt her heart skip. Director, we're picking up quantum distortions at the edge of the solar system. Big ones. The Council? Emily nodded grimly. A fleet, much larger than anything we've seen before. They must have detected some of our activities. Chang straightened his uniform. How long until our first ships are ready? The Prometheus-class vessels will be complete in 3 weeks, with the neural interfaces installed and pilots trained. We don't have 3 weeks, Chang interrupted, showing her his quantum pad. New data streamed in from Earth's long-range sensors. The Council fleet was massive, and it was accelerating. Emily felt a moment of fear, but it was quickly replaced by determination. She looked at Maria, still merged with the facility systems, then at the dozens of other pods being prepared for training. Then we'll have to be ready sooner, she said firmly. The Council thinks they're coming to put down an uprising. Instead, they're about to witness an evolution. As alarms began to sound throughout the facility, Emily initiated emergency protocols. Across the solar system, hidden shipyards began accelerating their production schedules. Training programs shifted into overdrive. Humanity had hoped for more time, but they would work with what they had. The Council was coming to teach humanity its place in the galaxy. They would learn instead that humans had always excelled at learning things the hard way and teaching unexpected lessons of their own. In the synthesis chamber, Maria's consciousness reached out through the quantum network, connecting with other pilots in training across the solar system. They would be ready. They had to be. The future of humanity depended on it. Seeds of rebellion. Ambassador Elena Torres watched the holographic representation of Archon Varric's flicker in the United Earth Council chamber. The crystalline being's form seemed more agitated than usual, its patterns shifting rapidly in what she had learned to recognize as annoyance. Your continued developments are unacceptable, Varric declared. Our sensors detect quantum anomalies throughout your system. You test technologies beyond your understanding. This ends now. Elena kept her expression neutral, though inside she felt a fierce pride. The Council still didn't understand what they were detecting. Good. Arction, with respect, humanity has broken no laws. The Galactic Accords guarantee developmental autonomy within a species' home system. Laws we created, Varix countered. Laws we can change. Your species advances too rapidly, without wisdom, without restraint. The Council has seen this pattern before. It always ends in catastrophe. Behind Alina, the assembled leaders of Earth's nations watched silently. The chamber itself was a testament to how far humanity had come. Representatives from every corner of the globe, united in purpose. The old divisions had faded in the face of a greater challenge. Perhaps, Alina suggested carefully, the Council's concern stems from comparing us to previous species. Humanity is unique. We've evolved under different conditions, faced different challenges. Yes, Varix's form pulsed with what might have been sarcasm. Your planet's harsh conditions. Your constant wars. Your stubborn persistence in the face of near-extinction events. These are precisely our concerns. Alina allowed herself a small smile. Those challenges shaped us, Arction. They taught us to adapt, to innovate, to overcome. Why does this frighten you so much? The crystalline being's form froze for a moment. We are not frightened, Ambassador. We are responsible. The galaxy's stability has been maintained for millions of years under our guidance. We will not allow your chaotic development to threaten that stability. Then guide us, Alina pressed. Work with us as equals, not subjects. Share knowledge, don't suppress it. Enough. Varix's form expanded, filling the chamber with shifting light. The Council's patience ends. Our fleet approaches. You will surrender all quantum technology, submit to direct oversight, and accept relocation to Council-approved habitats. This is not a negotiation. Alina stood straighter. No, Arction, it isn't. Because humanity will never surrender its right to grow, to learn, to explore. We reject your terms. Then you choose extinction. The hologram vanished, leaving the chamber in tense silence. Secretary General Ahmed Khan stepped forward. How long do we have? The fleet will reach Mars orbit in 48 hours, Alina replied, turning to face Earth's leaders. Their weapons could reduce our cities to ash. Their shields can withstand anything we've developed conventionally. Conventionally, Dr. Shaw spoke up from her position near the back. But they still don't know about the synthesis pilots, or Project Oracle. Khan nodded grimly. Are they ready? They'll have to be, Emily replied. The neural interfaces are stable. The quantum cores are online. Every pilot knows what's at stake. Alina looked out the chamber's window at the sprawling city below. Children played in parks while their parents worked in towering spires of glass and steel. Artists created while scientists invented. Humanity, in all its beautiful chaos, continued to grow and evolve. The Council believes they're coming to prevent a catastrophe, she said softly. Instead, they're about to trigger something unprecedented. The evolution of an entire species, happening not over millennia, but in moments of crisis. Around the chamber, humanity's leaders began issuing orders. Defense grids powered up. Hidden fleets emerged from their construction yards. And deep beneath Europa's ice, the first wave of synthesis pilots prepared to show the galaxy what humanity had become. The Council thought they were coming to end a rebellion. They didn't realize they were about to witness a revolution, one that would reshape the very definition of what it meant to be human. The battle begins. Lieutenant Maria Santos didn't sit in a command chair. She was the ESS Defiant. Every circuit, every weapons system, every quantum processor existed as an extension of her consciousness. Through the neural interface, she felt the ship as intimately as her own body. The Council's fleet dropped out of quantum space near Mars, their crystalline ships forming patterns that would have been beautiful if they weren't so terrifying. 300 vessels, each one capable of devastating a continent. All synthesis pilots, report status. Maria broadcasted through the quantum network that connected Earth's defenders. ESS Thunder, merged and ready. ESS Lightning, neural sync complete. ESS Storm, all systems integrated. One by one, 49 other voices joined the network. 50 ships against 300. But these weren't ordinary ships, and these weren't ordinary pilots. Remember your training. Dr. Shaw's voice came through their secure channel from Europa Base. The neural interface allows you to react at quantum speeds. Use that advantage. And remember, you're not alone out there. Maria felt a familiar presence touch her mind as the Defiant's quantum AI fully integrated with her consciousness. It wasn't just a computer system anymore. Through countless hours of synthesis, it had evolved into something more. A partner. A friend. The Council fleet's transmission cut through all channels. Attention primitive vessels. You will power down your systems and prepare for boarding. Resistance will result in your immediate destruction. Maria allowed herself a small smile as she initiated Project Oracle. Across the neural network, 49 other pilots did the same. The quantum cores that powered their ships began to synchronize, creating something the galaxy had never seen before. A gestalt consciousness spanning 50 vessels and 50 human minds, enhanced by 50 quantum AIs. Combat synthesis achieving critical mass, she reported, her voice harmonizing with the others. Quantum field coherence at maximum. Through the network, she felt the Council ships powering up their weapons. Their crystalline technology was incredible, perfected over millions of years, but it was also predictable. Static. Unchanging. The first shots from the Council fleet lanced out, beams of pure energy that could vaporize mountains. But the human ships weren't where they had been targeting. They moved as 50 vessels flowing like water through space, their quantum fields bending reality itself. How? The Council commander's voice betrayed genuine shock. Your ships cannot possess such maneuverability. Maria didn't respond. She was too busy becoming something more than human. Through the neural interface, she felt the other pilots, the AIs, all merging into a singular purpose. Their consciousness expanded, encompassing not just their ships but the space between them. The Council fleet fired again, their perfect formations executing textbook maneuvers. But humanity's ships danced through their attacks, moving in ways that defied conventional physics. Each pilot anticipated threats before they manifested. Each AI calculated possibilities faster than light itself. Second phase, Maria commanded, her voice now a chorus of 50. The quantum cores pulsed in perfect synchronization. Space itself seemed to shiver. What happened next would be studied by xenophysicists for centuries to come. The human fleet didn't just fight. They'd rewrote the rules of engagement. Quantum fields merged and split, creating patterns that the Council's sensors couldn't comprehend. Ships appeared to be in multiple places simultaneously. Weapons fire curved around impossible angles. Impossible, the Council commander transmitted. Your species cannot have mastered quantum field manipulation at this level. You're right, Maria replied, her consciousness now spread across the battlefield like a web of light. We haven't mastered it. We're still learning, still evolving. That's what you never understood about humanity. We don't just use technology. We merge with it, grow with it, become something new. The Defiant's quantum core pulsed, and Maria felt the power surge through her consciousness. Around her, the other pilots did the same. Together, they began to show the Council exactly what humanity had become. The battle for Sol system had begun, and with it the galaxy was about to learn that sometimes the most dangerous species aren't the ones who master ancient technologies, but the ones who dare to imagine entirely new ones. Evolution's children. The battle above Mars had raged for 6 hours, and the galaxy would never be the same. Arch and Varix watched from the Council flagship as impossible things continued to happen. The human vessels moved in ways that violated what the Council had thought were immutable laws of physics. Their quantum fields twisted reality itself, creating patterns that shouldn't exist. Status report. Varix demanded, its crystalline form flickering with barely contained fury. "We've lost 67 ships," the tactical officer reported. "No human vessels destroyed. Our weapons, they're anticipating our attacks before we make them." Through the quantum comm, the voice of the human pilot Maria Santos echoed, layered with harmonics that made the crystalline beings vibrate in resonance. "You still don't understand what you're facing, do you, Arkin? You're not fighting ships. You're fighting the next step in human evolution." As if to demonstrate, the human fleet moved again. But this time, something was different. The 50 ships began to pulse in perfect synchronization, their quantum fields merging into something larger, something unprecedented. Dr. Emily Shaw's voice joined the transmission from Europa Base. "You've spent millions of years perfecting your crystalline technology, Arkin. It's magnificent, but it's also static, unchanging. You stopped evolving because you thought you'd reached perfection." "Impossible," Varix whispered, watching as the human vessels began to create patterns in spacetime itself. "Your species is barely out of its planetary age." "That's exactly why we could do this," Ambassador Elena Torres added, her voice now joining the quantum chorus. "We didn't have millions of years of assumptions holding us back. We looked at the universe with fresh eyes and asked, why not?" Through the flagship sensors, Varix watched in awe as the human fleet's quantum field continued to expand. The 50 ships were now linked in ways that defied comprehension. Their pilots' consciousnesses merged with their AIs into something entirely new. "Last chance, Arkin," Maria's voice resonated through space. "Recognize humanity as equals. End this conflict. Help us grow responsibly instead of trying to suppress us. We don't want to be your enemies." Varix's tactical officer suddenly screamed, a sound no crystalline being had made in eons. "The humans, they're not just manipulating quantum fields. They're rewriting them, creating new laws of physics locally." For the first time in its long existence, Varix felt something it had almost forgotten: wonder. The Council had watched over the galaxy for millions of years, guiding younger species, preventing them from destroying themselves. But they had never seen anything like this. "How?" Varix asked, its voice softer now. "How did you achieve this?" "Through the quantum network," the merged consciousness of humanity's pilots answered. Their voice was both singular and plural, human and machine, present and future. "We stopped trying to master the universe and learned to dance with it instead. Every pilot, every AI, every quantum core. We're all learning, growing, evolving together. This isn't just technology, Arkin. This is life finding a new way to exist." In that moment, Varix understood. The Council had spent millions of years trying to prevent younger species from repeating ancient mistakes, but in doing so, they had almost prevented something miraculous: the birth of something truly new in the galaxy. "Stand down," Varix commanded its fleet. "All ships, power down weapons." To the humans, it added, perhaps it is we who have something to learn." The quantum fields rippled as the human fleet maintained its defensive position. Ambassador Torres spoke again. "The question is, Arkin, are you willing to learn? To change? To grow?" Varix's form shifted, its crystalline patterns rearranging into something new, something that hadn't been seen in millions of years. "Yes," it said simply. "We are." As the Council fleet began to stand down, Maria felt the quantum network pulse with possibilities. Humanity had not just won a battle, they had opened a door to something greater. Through the neural interface, she felt the eyes evolving, the quantum field stabilizing into new configurations, consciousness itself expanding into new dimensions. The galaxy was about to enter a new age, not one of stasis and control, but of growth and evolution. And humanity, the upstart species that dared to dream differently, would help lead the way. In the depths of Europa, Dr. Shaw smiled as she monitored the quantum readings. In Earth's diplomatic chambers, Ambassador Torres began drafting a new kind of agreement, And in orbit above Mars, 50 pilots and their AI partners continued to explore what it meant to be more than human.